What if the Roman Empire never truly fell? What if, nearly a century after the Western Roman Empire collapsed, one man attempted to rebuild it piece by piece through war, ambition, and sheer determination? Imagine ruling an empire surrounded by enemies, devastated by plague, shaken by riots, and yet still dreaming of restoring the glory of ancient Rome. That is the story of one of history's most ambitious emperors, Justinian the Great. His reign would reshape the Byzantine Empire, reclaim lost Roman lands, and leave behind a legacy that still influences law, religion, and architecture today. But Justinian's dream came with enormous costs, wars that drained the treasury, a devastating pandemic, and struggles that pushed the empire to its limits. This is the story of the man who tried to bring Rome back to life. When people think about the Roman Empire, they often imagine the legions marching under Julius Caesar, the grandeur of Augustus, or the power of the empire at its peak. But after the Western Roman Empire fell in 476 AD, many believed Rome's age of greatness had ended forever. The old imperial capital in the West was gone, and Europe was now dominated by new kingdoms ruled by Germanic tribes. Yet in the Eastern Mediterranean, the Roman Empire still lived on. Its capital was Constantinople, a magnificent city founded by Emperor Constantine the Great. From here, emperors continued to rule what historians now call the Byzantine Empire. They spoke Greek, governed Roman lands, and preserved many traditions of ancient Rome. Into this world stepped a man whose ambition would shape history, Justinian the Firm, better known as Justinian the Great. When Justinian became emperor in 527 AD, he inherited an empire that was strong but far smaller than the ancient Roman Empire of earlier centuries. The Western provinces, Italy, North Africa, Spain, and Gaul, had all fallen into the hands of new kingdoms. But Justinian had a vision. He believed the Roman Empire could be restored, and he intended to make that dream a reality.
To victory!
Justinian's rise to power was already remarkable. Unlike many emperors who came from noble families, Justinian was born into relatively humble origins. He was born around 482 AD in a small village in the Balkans, likely in what is now North Macedonia. His uncle Justin was a soldier who rose through the ranks of the Byzantine army and eventually became emperor in 518 AD. Though Justin himself had little formal education, he recognized his nephew's intelligence and potential. Justinian was brought to Constantinople, where he received an excellent education in law, theology, and Roman administration. When Justin became emperor, Justinian quickly became one of the most powerful figures in the empire. By the time Justinian officially took the throne in 527 AD, he was already deeply involved in governing the empire. From the beginning, Justinian ruled with enormous ambition. He was not content simply to maintain the empire. He wanted to transform it. One of his first major achievements was reforming Roman law. By Justinian's time, centuries of laws, decrees, and legal decisions had created a massive and confusing legal system. Many laws overlapped, contradicted each other, or had become outdated. To solve this problem, Justinian ordered a complete reorganization of Roman law. The result was one of the most influential legal works in human history, the Corpus Juris Civilis, or the body of civil law. This massive legal code collected, organized, and clarified centuries of Roman legal tradition. It included several parts: the Code, which gathered imperial laws; the Digest, which compiled the writings of great Roman legal scholars; the Institutes, a legal textbook for students; and the Novellae, which contained new laws issued during Justinian's reign. The impact of this legal reform would last for centuries. Many modern legal systems in Europe and around the world still trace their foundations back to Justinian's code, but law was only one part of Justinian's vision. He also wanted to restore the territorial greatness of the Roman Empire. To accomplish this, Justinian needed brilliant generals, and he found one in a man named Belisarius. Belisarius would become one of the greatest military commanders in Byzantine history. The first major target of Justinian's reconquest was North Africa. At the time, this region was controlled by the Vandals, a Germanic kingdom that had taken the territory during the collapse of the Western Roman Empire. In 533 AD, Justinian sent Belisarius with a relatively small but highly disciplined army across the Mediterranean. The campaign was swift and dramatic. Belisarius defeated the Vandal forces in a series of battles, including the decisive Battle of Ad Decimum near Carthage. Within a year, the Vandal kingdom had collapsed, and North Africa was once again under Roman control. This victory shocked the Mediterranean world. Many had believed the old Roman provinces were permanently lost. Justinian had proven otherwise. Encouraged by this success, Justinian set his sights on an even more ambitious goal: the reconquest of Italy. Italy was now ruled by the Ostrogoths, another Germanic kingdom that had taken control after the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Although the Ostrogoths had maintained many Roman institutions, Justinian believed Italy rightfully belonged to the empire. In 535 AD, Belisarius launched the campaign to reclaim Italy. At first, the war went surprisingly well. Byzantine forces captured Sicily, then moved north into the Italian peninsula. Major cities such as Naples and Rome eventually fell into Byzantine hands. But the war soon turned into a brutal and exhausting struggle. The Ostrogoths resisted fiercely, and Italy became a battlefield for nearly 2 decades. Cities were besieged, farmland was destroyed, and populations suffered terribly. Rome itself changed hands multiple times during the conflict. Although the Byzantines eventually achieved victory in 554 AD, the cost was enormous. Italy had been devastated by years of warfare, and the once prosperous region was left weakened and vulnerable. Still, Justinian's ambition did not end there. Byzantine forces also pushed into parts of southern Spain, reclaiming small territories from the Visigoths. By the end of Justinian's reign, the empire had regained large portions of the old Roman lands. For a moment, it seemed that the Roman Empire had truly returned. But Justinian's reign was not defined only by conquest. His rule was also marked by internal crises that nearly destroyed the empire. One of the most dramatic moments came early in his reign, during the Nika Riots of 532 AD. Constantinople was a city passionate about chariot racing, and rival fan groups known as the Blues and the Greens dominated the city's social life. Political tensions between these factions eventually exploded into massive riots. Crowds filled the streets, setting buildings on fire and demanding the emperor's removal. For several days, the capital descended into chaos. At one point, Justinian himself reportedly considered fleeing the city. But according to historical accounts, his wife, Empress Theodora, refused to abandon the throne. She delivered a famous speech, declaring that it was better to die as an empress than live as a fugitive. Inspired by her determination, Justinian stayed. His generals, including Belisarius, eventually crushed the rebellion in a brutal crackdown. Thousands of rioters were killed inside the hippodrome, restoring imperial control over the city. The Nika Riots left much of Constantinople in ruins, but they also gave Justinian an opportunity to rebuild. One of his greatest architectural achievements emerged from this destruction: the Hagia Sophia. Completed in 537 AD, the Hagia Sophia became one of the most magnificent buildings in the world. Its massive dome seemed to float above the city, supported by innovative architectural techniques that amazed visitors for centuries. The church symbolized both the power of the Byzantine Empire and Justinian's devotion to Christianity. When the building was completed, Justinian is said to have declared, "Solomon, I have surpassed thee. comparing the church to the legendary Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem. But Justinian's reign would soon face an even greater disaster. In 541 AD, a deadly pandemic swept across the empire. Known today as the Plague of Justinian, it was one of the earliest recorded outbreaks of bubonic plague. The disease spread rapidly through trade routes and cities, eventually reaching Constantinople itself. The impact was catastrophic. At its height, thousands of people were dying every day in the capital alone. Entire communities were devastated, and the empire's economy and military strength suffered deeply. Even Justinian himself reportedly fell ill with the plague, though he eventually recovered. The pandemic did not end quickly. Waves of the disease continued for years, weakening the empire at a time when it was already stretched thin by wars and enormous expenses. Despite these challenges, Justinian continued to rule for decades. His reign lasted nearly 40 years, an extraordinary length for a Byzantine emperor. During that time, he reshaped the empire in ways that would influence history long after his death. His legal reforms became the foundation for many European legal traditions. His building projects transformed Constantinople into one of the greatest cities in the world. His wars temporarily restored large parts of the old Roman Empire, but they also left the empire exhausted. By the time Justinian died in 565 AD, the Byzantine Empire was larger than it had been in centuries. But it was also financially strained and militarily stretched across vast territories. Within a few decades, many of Justinian's reconquests would be lost. New enemies, including the Lombards in Italy and rising powers in the East, would challenge Byzantine control. The dream of fully restoring the Roman Empire would slowly fade. Yet Justinian's impact could not be erased. Justinian the Great was one of the most ambitious rulers in world history. Few emperors have attempted so much in a single lifetime. He reorganized the legal system of the Roman world, launched massive construction projects, rebuilt his capital, and fought wars across 3 continents in an attempt to restore imperial greatness. His reign was filled with triumphs and tragedies. He reclaimed lost territories, but devastated them through war. He built magnificent monuments, but ruled during one of the deadliest pandemics in history. He strengthened Roman law, but stretched the empire's resources to the limit. In many ways, Justinian represents the last great attempt to revive the ancient Roman Empire. His vision briefly brought the Mediterranean world under Roman control once again. Even though that restoration did not last, the legacy of Justinian continued to shape the Byzantine Empire for centuries. The story of Justinian the Great reminds us that history is often driven by the dreams of individuals, leaders who believe they can reshape the world around them. Sometimes those dreams succeed, sometimes they fail, but they always leave a mark on the course of history. Justinian's dream was to restore Rome. For a brief moment, he came closer than anyone else ever would. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history of the Byzantine Empire and the incredible reign of Justinian the Great, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories from ancient and medieval history. And let me know in the comments, do you think Justinian truly restored the Roman Empire, or was his dream always impossible? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next journey through history.